So today I am back with another boat from Old Town, this time one of their top-of-the-line fishing kayaks. I have the Topwater 120 PDL. That's right, it's a pedal drive. What better place to take it for its maiden voyage than Lake St. Clair? So dropping the rudder is just as easy as turning this smooth handle here. My rudder control moves freely left and right, so right off the bat that's a good sign. Unboxing this boat, there was absolutely nothing wrong with it, just like the previous boat that I got from Old Town. I got my seat and my pedal drive adjusted where I want it right now. Let's head out on the big water. This thing is really stable. It might even be more stable than my Hobie Outback. It feels more stable, even though I'm sitting up higher. Definitely feels more stable. The pedal drive is nice and smooth. It's not making any noise, although got a little bit of breeze out here, but I like that I can have my shoes right below it and you're not hitting it, and even when you're not pedaling, you got plenty of room here. Just something you didn't have in my first kayak, the Feel Free. So although this boat doesn't have as much organization as the Hobie, it has a smaller center console, although it still does have a center console. It's got the pockets on the side, it has rails on the side, doesn't have as much as far as accessory mounting, but what I do like is that I can set my pole right down in here. I like the speed. It's just as fast as the Hobie. Rudder is really nice, the turning's really nice, and the instant reverse is really nice. It's not as front heavy either. The Hobie would sometimes take water over the front, kind of turn into these waves here. It's going to be kind of hard to see probably on the GoPro, but you know, some of these, the front of the Hobie would go under, and I'm having no issue. I feel like it just rides higher out of the water. The Hobie drive definitely works better in grass and probably in more shallow spots, but in open water like this boat's having no issue. And if you did need to raise it, you can just really quickly raise the drive. One thing I do like better about the Hobie is the rudder controls on both sides. So I had it on the right and on the left. You can see I'm a right-hand retrieve, so it just makes sense for me to continue holding my pole and for me to control the rudder with my right hand. On this one, I'd have to switch the pole and turn myself. So what you gain in the drive, being able to instant reverse without pulling a lever, you lose in the fact that you only have the rudder control on the one side. Little largemouth. Tell you what, this boat is fast. Barely even got a pedal at all, and you get moving. There's one. I felt him. Pole out of the way there. It's a little bit nicer. About a 14. Here's the advantage of the instant reverse. I'm hooked up on something here so I can get in close and then free myself and back right up. one of the things I want to show you is how quickly you can stop and how quickly you can get going again. So I'm going here at just a very, very easy pace, not pedaling hard at all. I can kick it into reverse, and you can see just how fast you stop there. Now I can go forward again, and you can see just how fast you get going. Definitely faster than any other boat I've been in, as far as being able to control your braking and control the speed at which you get going in forward or reverse. All right, so I've been out here maybe an hour, hour and a half, and I had some decent sized waves come in off other boats and just off the big lake here, but I did want to stand up. Now the boat just seems more stable than the Hobie. Hobie's really stable, but this definitely feels just as stable, if not more stable. You definitely got to get your sea legs. You know, I'm not quite used to really standing on a kayak. I don't do it that often. Here come some waves. But, I mean, it's definitely, you're probably going to fall off before the boat's going to tip. And I could definitely cast like this. So yeah, thumbs up for stability, and if you like to stand, you can definitely do it in this boat. I know this boat holds more weight than the Hobie Outback. Like it so far. So I just drove over some grass on the surface and I noticed it right away in the drive. So I'm gonna unlock that, and you just pull that up. It looks like most of it freed itself, but you can really get access to the drive, which is nice. Didn't have that on the Feel Free. You couldn't pull it up all the way. You could reach down in the well, but you could not pull it up all the way like you can there. What a beautiful day out here. It's crazy how high the water still is. I could just hop off right here at the seawall. Better hope you set your parking brake. Biggest waves of the day right here. And you're just sitting on a tripod in the bow of the boat. Whoa. Super duper stable. I'm heading in right now. That's one of the greatest things, is that you have enough room here. Just as much room as the Hobie. It's, I think, a little bit more stable. I feel more comfortable in it, that I'm not going to tip even out here in a big lake. There's not as much organization, but you still have the center console, you still have the two side pockets, and you've got a lot of space under the seat. A lot of space. I have my shoes under the seat, my tripod goes under the seat. As for the seat, it's certainly not as comfortable as the Hobie. It's wider and it sits a little taller, but it's not as comfortable. 3 hours and I can feel it in my back. I'd like to be able to adjust the seat forward more, which you can do. You can adjust it forward and back. The problem is that the top bar then digs into your back. So that's a definite downfall on this version anyway. It could definitely fit someone very tall. I'm about maybe a quarter of the way back, or a third of the way back. You can go way back in this boat, and I thought I was gonna have to go way back, but I don't. I'm only about a third of the way back, and I can pedal just fine. The pedal drive is fantastic. Really easy to pull it up if you got something in the drive, but honestly, if you see something in front of you, this thing goes forward and turns so much quicker than the Hobie that you can avoid things, even from a dead standstill. The second you kick this thing forward, you're going forward. In the Hobie, you really had to kind of get a little bit of momentum going there, especially before you could turn the rudder. You had to be going on the Hobie before you could turn the rudder. This thing, you could start pedaling, you can kick that rudder, and you can spin yourself around right away. The rudder goes all the way over in in both directions. It came perfectly aligned from the factory. Pedal drive is rock solid. This thing does not move at all. I mean, there's no shimmy to it. There's no wiggle like there was on the lure. It's very comfortable even at bare feet. I don't like the fact that I don't have dual rudders, but that's probably just because I'm used to the Hobie. If I had my preference, I'd put it on this side, but it's not, it's on this side. But as for the actual rudder control, it's very smooth. I've had no issues with that whatsoever. You know, the rod holders are cool. I'm gonna get a crate, which will, you know, where I'll put my rod holders, but getting to the back is no problem. You can turn right around. Got that big tank well, and that's with this wider seat allows you to really, you know, turn around. I can sit sideways on the kayak, no problem. You know, even with these waves coming in here, I know I'm not gonna tip. Standing up is something that just gets, you know, something you got to get used to. Although you can certainly do it on this boat, it's definitely stable. The only cons I can see so far are the seat's not as comfortable, the rudder's only on one side, and the pedal drive doesn't handle weeds as well. Although, you know, it's just a simple unlock, and you pull this thing right up, and you can fully access your drive. So that's really nice. There's really no problem with that at all. You don't have any accessory tracks on the back, so if you want to put a flag up, which I would recommend definitely out here, I'm going to have to put some accessory tracks back there or mount it to my crate that's back there. But definitely a big enough tank well back there for a cooler, for a tackle box. The front storage area is huge, definitely big enough that you can lay your net up there, and you can easily get to that hatch if you had things stowed like a rain jacket or extra tackle. So I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me on this maiden voyage. I'm going to be doing as much more fishing as I can fit in until the end of the season, and this will be the boat that I will be on. So look forward to some more videos over on Living Survival 2, some dedicated fishing videos. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. There will be a link to the Topwater 120 PDL if you want to check out more information on that. Please share this video to any friends or family on your social media who might be interested and want a badass fishing setup. And if you haven't already done so, please click that red subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified of new videos.